Welcome to the Great Canadian Theatre Company's new season. I'm Eric Coates, Artistic Director of GCTC, and I am thrilled to be here. I love everything about this theatre, and I'm very excited about bringing my first season to you. We have political satire, chaotic comedy, tough realism, star power, and a world premiere. Just so you know, I like my theatre to be fearless. We open the season with a political bang, Proud by Michael Healy. When Proud opened in Toronto last year, it created quite a sensation, not just because it deals with current politics in Ottawa, but also because of its style. The ideas that Healy wrestles with are complex, but the comedy will surprise you. It'll sneak up and hit you like the old seltzer-in-the-face gag. The premise of the play is simple. The year is 2011. The Conservatives have just won the recent federal election, except the 59 seats in Quebec that went to the NDP have instead gone to the Tories, giving the Prime Minister a massive majority. The one thing he hasn't foreseen is a new member from Quebec. She's a single mom, she's a fast food manager, and she may not have even been in her riding when she was nominated and elected. Sound familiar? I love this play. Think George Bernard Shaw hosts Saturday Night Live. Okay, don't think that, but you get the idea. Proud by Michael Healy runs September 12th to September 29th. In October, we bring you our next show, You Fancy Yourself by Maya Ardal. Now, we argue a lot at GCTC. We debate things, right? So anyway, every time I talk about this show, everyone says, oh no, that's not the way to sell it. So I'm going to stick to basics. It's called You Fancy Yourself. It's by Maya Ardal. Maya is high octane. She's turbocharged. She's a force of nature. You get the picture. For many Canadians, immigration is part of the family lore. Now, Maya was born in Iceland, but she emigrated to Scotland at a very early age. This is the story of how she forged her way in a tough neighborhood during those very difficult years that we all go through. I love this story because it goes right to the heart of the human condition. We want to be true to ourselves, but so often we cave to peer pressure. It's why Shakespeare said, "To thine own self be true." You Fancy Yourself runs from October 15th to November 3rd. Just in time for the holidays, we tear it up with one of the best-loved plays in Canadian theatre, and a major part of GCTC's success. Anne-Marie MacDonald's Good Night Desdemona, Good Morning Juliet is a Canadian classic by one of our great writers, who just happened to grow up in Ottawa. In the play, you'll meet a meek assistant professor of English who's magically transported to the world of Shakespeare's plays, where she wreaks havoc by changing the plots of Othello and Romeo and Juliet. Part classical comedy, part battle of the sexes, it's the perfect show for anyone who likes their Shakespeare shaken, not stirred. Good Night Desdemona, Good Morning Juliet runs November 26th to December 15th. In February, we bring you the latest work from Hannah Moscovich, Canada's busiest young playwright, and she's from Ottawa. The play is called This Is War, and I'm very excited to bring it to GCTC. In fact, I'm so excited that I've decided to make this my Ottawa directing debut. I like work that's gritty without being a drag. I like dialogue that crackles. I like dramatic action. I like it when playwrights put characters in impossible situations. And this is where Hannah shines. Everything about this play is unpredictable. This Is War follows 4 Canadian soldiers through a military operation in Afghanistan, an operation that goes terribly wrong. Each soldier has a different experience, and they relive the day through various perspectives. It's tough, it's in your face, and it's damn good theater. This Is War by Hannah Moscovich runs February 4th to the 23rd. Ottawa in March is the time to spot great Canadian celebrities. You ever heard of Mary Walsh? Yeah, me too. She's smart, she's funny, and she takes no prisoners. Mary's new show, Dancing with Rage, is going to shake things up in the springtime. This is what I love about Mary's work. She takes it right to the edge and never lets us relax. The story. Mary primarily plays her character, Marg Delahunty. Now, it seems that during Montreal's Expo 67, Marg had an ill-advised fling that resulted in the birth of an illegitimate child. Her mother snatched the baby and raised it elsewhere. Now Marg Delahunty is on a cross-country mission to find her long-lost love child, and she will stop at nothing to see it through. Pity the fool that stands in the way of Marg Delahunty, warrior princess. Dancing with Rage runs March 18th to April 6th. GCTC wraps up its season in June with the world premiere of The Burden of Self-Awareness by George F. Walker. Now, when I moved into this office, I got a call from his agent asking if I wanted to read George's latest script. That's kind of like getting a call from Sidney Crosby's agent asking if you want to play a little pickup hockey. I read the script. I laughed out loud from the beginning to the end. George writes very funny things about unpleasant people. He also writes unpleasant things about funny people. The Burden of Self-Awareness is about a wealthy man who has a brush with death and decides to give all his money away. His wife doesn't like the plan, so she hires a hitman to have her hubby whacked before he can carry out the plan. It's dark, it's funny, and it's destined to be another George F. Walker classic. Oh yeah, and I'm going to be in it. Seriously. But don't worry, I'm a trained professional. The Burden of Self-Awareness by George F. Walker runs June 3rd to June 22nd. And that's it, folks. My first season, after months of planning and scheming, is finally ready for the light of day. And now it's time to get to work on next season.